Hello, welcome to Healing with podcast. I am Marissa McDevitt, your host, mindset coach, mentor, and founder of Healing Center. Tired of all the BS? So was I. This podcast is my raw, unfiltered take on life, sharing my personal experiences, lessons, and healing practices that helped me break free from the cycles that no longer serve me. I'm just an average woman who decided to stop settling and start speaking up. Here we dive deep into the messy, beautiful, and sometimes painful realities of life, business, and relationships. No fluff, no judgment, just real talk, real growth, and real transformation. This is a safe space for anyone, women, men, and all the beauties in between. So who's ready to raise their standards, heal, and step into their power? Let's learn, grow, and evolve together. Now tune in and let's talk about it. What a lesson I had to learn these last couple weeks. Judgment versus acceptance, and how we need to let people be, and when you do, you'll set yourself free. So today we're diving into something most of us deal with, even when we think it's too spiritual, and that would be judgment. Why do we judge others? How it drains our energy, and most importantly, how we can shift into acceptance and free ourselves in the process. So this isn't about tolerating toxic behavior, but it is about choosing peace over control, letting go of how others choose to live, and learning to lead by example and not force it. Why people judge others. Judgment comes from ego, fear, and the illusion of control. We judge when people live outside our moral code or spiritual framework. Often it's a projection of our own discomfort, values, and unhealed parts. We think we're helping by trying to fix, but we're often just trying to feel safe. Judgment is often the mask we wear to cover our own discomfort with what we can't control. This was a big lesson I went through these last few weeks. Recently, I drove from Arizona all the way up here to the Midwest for the summer to celebrate the wedding of one of my dearest friends. Okay, we had an 18-year friendship. So this is 18 years of friendship. I arrived with a full heart, ready to honor her love story, only to discover a truth that completely rattled me. When I arrived, I was informed that she had called off the wedding a few months prior that I did not know about. A couple people in the wedding already dropped out of the wedding due to this, and it's because the groom is unfortunately an active crack addict. She'd been enabling it for years, numbing herself with weed, and painting over chaos with bullshit and wedding planning. And despite every red flag, she's still moving forward with the wedding. I was in complete shock. I don't associate with that kind of energy. And for a few days after learning all this information, I spiraled after I found out. I could not stop thinking, judging, and analyzing. How can she live like this? Why would she marry someone like this? It consumed me until I got the chance to go live with Shaman Durek on Instagram. With all this being said, and being in my head, and not knowing what to do, after 2 years of going on Instagram Live and watching Shaman Durek, I was called to hear this message. My question to Shaman Durek was, I gave a brief description on what was happening. I explained that this has kind of been a pattern in my life. Friends, family having severe drug issues. And I was trying to figure out, is this a pattern in my life with people all around me because I'm supposed to maybe be helping and setting up programs and doing all these things because immediately that's what I want to do. And of course he said, absolutely, you can totally set up programs, live in that experience, and do what you want to do. Or the lesson is acceptance. He told me, what you focus on grows. Let them live their life. Let people be. Even when it's completely fake, toxic, and built on illusion, fine. Let them be. Your job is to show up as you, not to control their path. Instead of me trying to save them, instead learn the act of acceptance. That hit me so deep. Right to the heart deep. It reminded me of something I've always believed, that we all have free will. We all have our own life lessons to learn. And our peace begins when we stop trying to rearrange other people's lessons. So coming from me, I immediately wanted to save them. Send him to rehab, send her to therapy, send him to therapy. If I had the financial bunch, I would have done it. Absolutely. But the lesson here for me was they don't want to be helped. If she wanted help or if he wanted help, he would have been clean. He's been a drug addict for over 8 years. She's been enabling this relationship with him for years. I mean, since the beginning of time with them. I'm going to give you 5 ways to release judgment and embrace acceptance. This is what I learned. 1, to remember everyone has free will. Even if their choices are destructive, they are theirs. Let them walk their own path. 2, accept, don't enable. Acceptance doesn't mean staying in toxic situations. It means releasing control and allowing others to be where they are while maintaining your own boundaries. 3, stay in your own lane. What if the energy you spent judging others was redirected into creating your best life? Be an example, not a fixer. 4, don't confuse love with rescue. You can love people and not agree with their choices. Loving someone doesn't mean sacrificing your own peace. 5, protect your energy, not their story. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is say, I see you, I love you, but I can't walk this path with you. Let go with compassion and not criticism. These were 5 important keys that I learned over these last few weeks on embracing acceptance over judgment. Understanding that it is her path, that she has chosen this path over and over and over again. And this is a lesson she has to figure out. And if she doesn't, she's coming back to this life and doing it again, right? Coming from someone that loves and wants to save everyone and heal, it's so hard to just let them be. Acceptance to the situation on where they're at and she's at doesn't mean that I have to stay in the toxic relationship and friendship. I set my own boundaries and I backed off. I let go with compassion. not criticism. I decided to take all this heartbreak and sadness that I felt over my 18-year friendship and instead turn it back into myself. Really focus on my jobs here, getting my savings back, going all in on myself, meditation, working out, hanging out with friends I haven't seen in years. Friends that have a different kind of energy, friends who have goals and ambition and hope. And I'm not saying that they don't, but I'm just choosing where my frequency goes and who I surround myself with. And that's me setting boundaries. I still love her, I still love him, and I hope the best. But I'm not going to sacrifice my peace and my truth over her illusion. So I'll leave you with this. What are you currently judging in someone else that's really just a reflection of your own fear, disappointment, or need of control? And how can you shift into peace by simply letting them be? Let's stop wasting energy trying to make people wake up. Focus on shining your light so brightly that it speaks for itself. Drop it in the comments. Send me a DM. Let me know what you're going through. Have you been in a situation like this before? How did you handle it? And the affirmation I want to end on is I release the need to control or change others. I honor their path as I walk firmly in mine. With love in my heart and peace in my soul, I choose acceptance over judgment and freedom over fear. And with that being said, have a beautiful day.